All right, so welcome everyone to my Monday Night Meal Solutions class. My name is Tara Larson, and my gosh, I have been with Epicure now for 24 years, and cooking and sharing good food, sharing ways to make cooking easier and faster in the kitchen is something I am truly passionate about. And so I love that I get to do what I love. And so tonight I am going to show you how to make some teriyaki shrimp, crispy shrimp, with a stir fry. And I'm going to give you a few different hacks or ideas around how to get your shrimp crispy without deep frying them, and the best teriyaki sauce, and a new kind of Asian noodle that I'm going to show you all. You never would have thought. So, so just a little bit more about my journey with Epicure. So as I said, I love sharing classes, and I'm excited about the class tonight. But I also have loved my career because it's allowed me to be a stay-at-home mom and make an executive income. That's been really, really super important to me, to be home with my daughter when she was home. She's now graduated university, so not so important to be home now, but it sure was a privilege while she was growing up. And also leading by an example as, you know, a entrepreneur and a businesswoman. She saw, you know, mama work hard, and that my hours were flexible, not optional. However, they were flexible. So I can't say enough about my career with Epicure. We do have positions available everywhere in Canada and the US. We're just new to the US, only been here for just coming up to 2 years. However, in Canada, we're still a newer opportunity as well. Still lots of opportunities. There's still entire towns that have not heard of Epicure, if you can believe that. So get the word out. If it's something you want to look at, let me know, or let the person that invited you here know. And if it's not something that you want to look at the moment, however, you know the perfect person, pass whoever invited you to this tonight along, pass their name along, and we'd be happy to help that person get started. And usually there's some little referral rewards in it, and gifts and things like that too. So the other thing I love to do is do these online cooking classes. I do it every Monday night, except next Monday night I am off, but I'll resume, and then I'll go right through the summer on Monday evenings. And what I love about that is that I can work virtually from my kitchen. We're also going to get back to offering live classes, hopefully in the fall. Hopefully. In some places, they're already offering live classes. So depending on where you are, where the consultant who invited you to this class is, you can discuss those options. But another thing I really, really like, and I see that I have one of my hostesses on here, Tammy, is I simply share a shopping link. So if you don't necessarily want to host an actual class like this where all your friends come in, or one of those ones where, you know, I post things into a Facebook group, some people prefer those. All I do is share a shopping link with you. You put it out on your Facebook. I actually posted it for Tammy on her Facebook, and then share it with your friends by email or text, or however you normally, you know, telephone, and see if they need any Epicure. And because you've taken the time to do that and collect the orders, you get the hostess benefits, or host benefits, I should say. It's open to both men and women. So super easy peasy, and why not get your Epicure for free? I know if any of the other stores around here were offering that, I would certainly do it if I just had to share it with, you know, 10 friends. So this month, it's especially good time to do that because you get double the host benefits you normally do. So, and again, if you know anyone that might be interested in hosting a class or just doing an online shopping party, or doing one of the Facebook group classes, and you refer them to whoever invited you here, I'm sure they have some little gifts or rewards for that. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into this class, and I'm going to tell you a couple of things about what we're making here. One thing I want to start off with is, look what I have left over. This is the Epicure cornbread. I don't know if you haven't all tried it. I'm not a cornbread person, and when we first got this, I was like, well, I'll try it just so I can tell people what it's like. But it is delicious, and it's gluten-free. And I thought, oh God, it's going to be super dry. No, just like all the other Epicure gluten-free things, it's super moist. She has a secret. I don't know what it is, but anyways, and that's the reason I didn't ever like cornbread, is because it was so dry. And then I thought, gluten-free cornbread. Anyways, I'm amazed. She's worked wonders with this. It's delicious. However, because there's only 2 of us, we ate half the loaf, and I've already got another half in the freezer. So I'm like, I saw this recipe that came across, and I'll post it to my feed, for cornbread croutons to use on your Caesar salad. And I was actually out for dinner the other night, and I ordered a Caesar salad, and what was on it? Epicure's always ahead of the trends. It had cornbread croutons, and I'm like, oh, this is a thing. So I'm making some of those, and all you simply do, I've brought the recipe up here, is put your oven on to 375. Then you just put them in there for about, 10-20 minutes, and just keep checking them that they're crispy as you like them. The ones I had on my salad, they were crispy on the outside and still moist on the inside. So it depends how you want them. But anyways, I'll post that recipe. And of course I have it on the little Epicure quarter sheet pan. And then once I've crisped them up in that, I will throw them in a Ziploc bag and put them in my freezer. And then I can just pull out a handful to throw onto my salads. So can't wait to try that. I'll be throwing those in the oven shortly after we're done the class. So the other thing I want to do now is I'm going to get into this teriyaki stir fry. So we've got the Epicure teriyaki. So delicious. If you like teriyaki, you will love this one. Now I have to read, so I got to put my glasses on. But it's super easy to make. And the recipes are all in the jar, and they give you a couple of options. So I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a hybrid of the 2 on here. One's a dry glaze, one's a sauce. I don't like a ton of sauce, but I don't like it just dry glaze when I'm doing it with the veggies and whatnot. So it says to combine, oops, I just have to grab Epicure's trusty measuring spoon. And so it says to add 2 tablespoons of the glaze. So I'm just measuring that into, I'll show you here, prep cup. It already smells good. Okay, and then 2 tablespoons of, let me see here, soy sauce. Put that down like this so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to put 2 tablespoons. I use a little sodium. You can use coconut aminos, Bragg's, full fat or full sodium, whatever you prefer. So we got that. I'm gonna just give it a little mix around, because I want this to hydrate while I'm getting everything else ready. I want it to be ready. And then it says to add some oil. So here's my trick. I add sesame oil. So I've got some sesame oil here. I'm going to be frying the shrimp in some avocado oil. So I'm going to add sesame oil, and the toasted sesame oil is even better. I think that's what I bought. Yeah, it's toasted. Oh, now it just smells amazing. And then rinse off my spoon. Here's another secret, our red pepper jelly. This is the bomb right here. And I don't like it super sweet. Someone's got some background noise, so if you could mute, I'd love that. Okay, so I'm just going to add that into my sauce, and I'm going to pull out, let me see which drawer I got it in. Epicure whisk. Oh, maybe it's over here. There it is. You know how it is when you have someone else putting away the dishes, but I'm not going to complain. So sometimes I have to look for stuff. Okay, so I'm going to just take this and give it a little whisk. There we are. And then I add, it's got down here, how much water? Dry glazed soy sauce. Oh, no water. Good thing I looked. Okay, so there's our teriyaki sauce. It smells wonderful. And so I'm gonna let that sit. I also like to add some of our minced garlic because I'm a real garlic fiend. So I like just a little bit more. So I'm gonna add about, another teaspoon. So that would be like adding a clove. Okay, so there's how simple it is to make your teriyaki sauce. If you didn't have our red pepper jelly, or you got the jar and ate it all the minute you got it, which is not a surprise, I hear that often, you could use another brand of red pepper jelly, God forbid, but however. But you could also use like anything that sweetens. So you could just use some sugar. You could use, even a little bit of honey would be nice. Give it kind of like a honey garlic type kick. And, or you could use, stevia or artificial sweetener. Okay. Oh, and we like it a little spicy. So I'm going to add our chili flakes and garlic. I'm going to add, I think, yeah, better stick with half a teaspoon. This is always something that you can add after the fact if it's not hot enough. But we all know what happens if you made it too hot. You just got to tolerate it and eat it. So there we go. Now we're finished. Put all those things to the side. You could just smell it in here. I can't wait until we go back to live classes because that's part of the fun is, smelling all of the wonderful spices. So here I have, if you're wondering what this is, surprise, this is our shrimps. So I just buy, the Costco variety. I like the larger ones. They tend to have a nicer flavor. And here's the key. So I put them on paper towels. You want them to be dry. And this is the key to getting them crispy. So we're gonna put them into a bowl, Tupperware bowl. I love Tupperware bowls. Mixing and stirring and that kind of thing. Also love our Epicure bowls. And just this is a little bit more than what ours will hold. But I'll show you our Epicure one. So we just have them, I have it right up here. So that's our Epicure glass bowls. And I will use that for another thing. So I've got my plate, just gonna put that here in the sink. And so now here's a big secret. And I'm just looking for where I put it. It might be so top secret that I've lost it now. Oh no, here it is. Okay. So if you want your shrimp to be crispy and you don't want to deep fry them, you just want to use a little bit of oil. Here's the key. You can do this with pork. You can do this with chicken pieces too. About a teaspoon of cornstarch. It also is going to help kind of thicken your sauce. So I'm going to use, since I get a really good discount on Epicure, super good discount, I've got another one of these. I probably have 4. And I'm going to use this because I don't want to get my wet one that I used in there. And I'm just going to sprinkle this over top of the shrimp. So just sprinkling it so. And then you just want to kind of toss them to kind of coat them in the cornstarch. And with this amount of shrimp, I made enough for 2 of us. I might even, it's tasteless, so I might even add another teaspoon. You want it really, what it's doing is getting rid of the moisture. And, okay. So, There they are. You'll see they're kind of a little bit coated and they're very, very, they're dry. They don't have any moisture on them now. So I'm going to set those aside because we are going to, I'm going to turn my pan on. There we go. And all remind me, when you see the smoke coming up behind me, somebody shout out because you know I'm going to get distracted. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my stir fry veggies ready. So I like a teriyaki stir fry with broccoli. I'm going to use pepper. And isn't this the neatest looking pepper? I don't think it could not decide if it wanted to be orange or red. So this is a super cool pepper. I thought I would use this one. And you'll notice with the broccoli, I've just cut it up into floret sized pieces. And then we always have this left. And a lot of people just go ahead and waste that. But here's the thing. All you have to do, and you can do it with a knife, the Epicure knife works well for this, just pull off the coarse pieces on the stem, and they'll just kind of peel away. I find it almost easier with a knife than a peeler. There we go. And then take the Epicure mandolin, and I just slice them up. And of course, I've become really good at using this. I know how to palm my hands so I don't cut myself, but y'all know there's the attachment. I've got it right here. There it is. That you can poke stuff onto and you can use if you're worried about your fingers. So I just have one more. There we go. So then I have all these pieces like this. Why waste them? You could even take the knife here and just give them a quick chop so they're bite size. And I'm going to throw those in there too, because why waste them? They're delicious. They actually have a really more intense broccoli flavor than the florets. Okay, so I hear my oil. It's getting ready. So it's going to let it get pretty hot. And then I've also got a pepper. And of course, most of you have seen my hack, but to open a pepper, a lot of people think cut the top off or whatever. If you just do this and then pull it out, take, and I've got a garbage disposal in here, instantly 2 halves, the pepper. I've already given it a rinse, and I'm going to cut this quickly. Okay, I think I can hear my pan sounds about ready when you can hear that popping. So I'm going to throw my shrimp in there. And shrimp don't take very long, so I'm just going to get those cooking. I'm just trying to put them in kind of one layer. The key is, once they start cooking, you don't want to disturb them. You don't want to sit there and keep stir frying, like, you know, same with mushrooms. You know, if you just let mushrooms, that what you call sweat, and don't like kind of move them around the pan a lot, they cook so much better. You don't like to be crowded either. Okay, so here we have our multi-colored pepper. And it's a really nice combination, the broccoli with the peppers and the shrimp. And of course, we got our sauce with a little bit of sweet. Okay, so you would normally what they call blanch these, but this steamer is a perfect blancher. So I'm going to put them in for maybe 2.5 minutes, and we'll have a little chat, see what they're like. But that will blanch my broccoli and my peppers. So we'll get those going. So you can see that these now, they're cooking pretty fast. So I'm going to leave them for about another minute. It's getting ready. And then now I'm going to make the noodles. That's what I'm going to use this bowl for. So you can use a peeler. You can use whatever kind of noodler. I'm going to have some red pepper jelly stuck on me. Whatever kind of noodler thing you have. If you were lucky enough to get one of Epicure's, I hope it's something that they bring back. But here's how I'm going to make, because this is an Asian dish, I'm going to make cucumber noodles instead of zucchini noodles. They're quite refreshing. And what you're going to see me do, and I'm just going to show you here, so that it doesn't make one big long noodle, you cut into it about 1/2 inch. And then I'll show you. Okay. So now as I'm making them, and this will work on any noodler device. And you'll see, it makes noodles about yay big when you do that, and you don't have to keep kind of pulling it away to break them up that way. So super, super simple. I'll make the rest of those in a minute, because right now, I'm gonna take you over and show you these shrimp. So this is where I want to take and turn them over. They're about right. You can use the epicure tongs for this. Another good utensil is the flipper, which comes as part of our utensil set. I'm going to get them browning on the other side and crisping up. Okay, there we go. Two more over here. I think I'm a tong girl. It's easier for me just to take and turn them over. I'll put my pan back on the heat. Those have set up pretty good, but I missed the shell, so there's that. And there we go. So I'm gonna leave those frying. Now I've got my blanched vegetables. Okay, hi. So you'll see they're steaming, and what you can do is, how I test it is I just take a fork and see if it's about how I like to eat them. And that's about, I'd say that's about right. When they cook for just a little bit, they're going to get cooked a little bit more. So let me grab that. The other thing we're going to cut up, of course, is some green onions. That's a really great way to top off a Asian dish. So I'm just going to go like this. And here's the thing. Here's, now I don't know where I put them. Oh, epicure scissors. So this is a great thing to use the epicure scissors for too. And again, I'll put this down so you can see, but cut them instead of chopping them up. Super simple and easy. And it just takes minutes. I'm just gonna get these dry bits off. You can cut them lengthwise and then across. And it's like chives. If you ever pulled chives or herbs like that out of your garden, just as easy to use your scissors than chopping them with a knife. And these can get really kind of slidey and slippery. Okay, so let's go see what our shrimp are doing. Oh, they look great, and they're super crispy. I'll show you a close-up. We still need another minute or two. I'm just gonna get them off the pan. You want to get the pan super hot, whatever kind of pan you have, because you're gonna see what's gonna happen. Okay, so we've got that going. Now we have our vegetables that I'm gonna add in a minute. And the thing with the green onions, don't forget, if you often have your green onions go bad, or you would just prefer, which I mostly do, I just use the epicure 3 onion. Super simple. You would just simply sprinkle that over the top when the dish is done. And one other thing I'm going to show you, just a moment. Okay, I thought, oh no, we're out. This is one of the specials this month, our Sesame Crunch. It's a topper, great way to top these stir fries, or of course, you know, any Asian dishes. Delicious. And then we also have our garlic onion topper. I really, really like that one for topping as well. Okay, so let me show you these shrimp. It's hard to show you over the Zoom here just how crispy they are, but they have a crunchy shell on the outside. So super, super delicious. And you'll see that the pan has some things on it that we want to get off the bottom. So I'm going to grab my other epicure bowl. And these are pretty crispy. So, I mean, I like to get them real crispy. So I tend to even maybe get them a little overdone. We'll just give them another minute. But so that's some tips about getting things crispy, how to use other onions, how to blanch your vegetables so that you don't have to wait for them to stir fry forever. And of course, now that my shrimp are done, and that's probably crispy enough, I'm going to take them out of the pan. And this is the best teriyaki stir fry. And so much less expensive making it at home. So see all the stuff stuck to the pan? Yum, yum. So I'm going to put some water into the pan and kind of deglaze it, because that's all wonderful, tasty, making a little kind of like a shrimp sauce. I need just a tiny bit more water. So maybe you'll add a quarter cup. You just really kind of want enough to get it boiling. This also kind of cleans your pan too when you've made those extra crispy shrimp. And then once it kind of deglazes a bit, I'm going to add in my vegetable blend. And super simple. You can, if you ever need to drain something in these steamers, you can pinch them and drain it. So they're super simple, and you all know that these steamers are dinner in under 10 minutes. So I'm just going to give this another set here. So these are pretty much how I want them. They could do with another couple of minutes. I see I could use a tiny bit more water. There we go. And that'll help kind of keep deglazing that pan. And I'm also going to add in my sauce now, because I want to get it heated up. I want the flavors to meld. And there we go. And of course, the perfect thing to get everything out of our little prep cups here is our epicure spatula. Oh, I think that was a big dollop of red pepper jelly. Yum, yum. Okay. Oh, if you could only smell it in here. It smells like an Asian kitchen. There's a place that I love. It's called, actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name. It's a noodle place, and they do a teriyaki shrimp thing. And that's kind of where I got the idea. So anyway, so I'm just gonna let that set up. And then what I do is I get my bowls ready. So got my cute little Asian bowls here. Got them at the Dollarama. And then I'm gonna put my noodles in. And the stir fry is hot enough, you do not have to heat these noodles. And it's actually better kind of if you don't, because they stay crispy this way and they'll get warm from the stir fry. So you just put a handful of the cucumber noodles in there. And then just let me give this another stir, because it's pretty much about ready. There we go. You could also do chunks of onion too. I don't do onion because it's not my fiance's favorite. And I can take them or leave them. So there we have our stir fry with the beautiful sauce. And I don't put the shrimp back in here because I want my shrimp to stay crispy. So I have this bowl of crispy shrimp here. So I just divvy those out onto the top of the 2 bowls. So I'm going to take some here. See here. A little bit of sauce. Wouldn't that be unfortunate if it comes sliding out onto the floor? Almost did. And then, so I've got my vegetables on top of my cucumber noodles. And then I'm going to put my tongs right here. I'm just going to give them a quick rinse because I did use them on the raw shrimp. Although, you know, sushi, it's not really a big deal. If it were chicken, I would be sure that these were clean. I would use a different set actually. And then I just take and divvy out my shrimp. So I might, you know, put 4 shrimp on top. I'm going to turn this off so it doesn't overcook on me. Take our sesame crunch, sprinkle that on top, and voila. And if you could smell this, it's so delicious. And this is my dinner tonight. So I'll make another one up. Oh, and sorry, I totally forgot. Little bit of the onion. And that's all there is to it. So that's how quick and easy you can make a teriyaki shrimp or chicken or pork stir fry with the Epicure spices. And does anybody have any questions about anything I did or how I made that? Okay, well now you have the trick to crispy shrimp without deep frying them, and a new kind of noodle that you can use. You can also use a rice noodle, or you could use ramen. You could use ramen noodles or rice. You like rice? And with the rice, make sure you put some Epicure broth in it before you cook it. And of course, cook it in your steamer. In the steamer, it's like 8 minutes, perfectly done rice. It's the best rice cooker. So don't forget, it's double host dollars this month. So be sure to book your shopping link or your class. I could do a whole class here for you and your friends, or you can just invite your friends onto this on Monday. Some people that have shopping links have done that as well. And or I can do a Facebook party as well. And if you know anyone who might be interested in a side hustle or making a little extra cash, or maybe perhaps a career like I have, please send them along to whoever invited you to this. Same with the classes. We hook people back. This is an open class that's open to all of my team for those that prefer not to get in front of the camera. So I make it super simple for everyone. They can just use my video, but please get back with who invited you here. And thank you all for coming. Have a good night, everyone.